Good morning YouTubians, it's Kermit's Ghost. It's Monday the 9th of September. It's very windy down here on the seafront. Before I get cracking on today's video, I want to say a huge thank you to everybody that sent lovely messages regarding my daughter's wedding. It went very smoothly, thank you very much. I'm going to head up to HMV, show you the latest releases, take you back, show you what I picked up and grab a latte along the way, usual stuff. I do have a box set from Imprint Films to show you and also a movie from Jamie Powell. Actually, I've got two boxes from Imprint Films, but one arrived just a couple of days ago and I've not had time to watch it yet, so that will feature in next Monday's video. So, let's get out to Costa. I'll see you all in a bit. Well, as you can see, here I am in Costa for my morning coffee. Not much to say really, but look at the embossing on that cup and the froth on the top, of course. But really needs no explanation. Having a coffee, getting ready to pop into HMV. Talking of which, here I am in HMV. Going to go in and see what they got out today. Okay, here we go. In no particular order, I'll start with Curse of the Crimson Altar. This is a re-release on the 88 Films Tygon label. It's a British horror from 1968, and it's about a man searching for his brother at a remote house. And in the process, he discovers a disturbing cult. This one stars Boris Karloff and Christopher Lee. £16.99 for this release, and it carries a 15 certificate. Next we have Something in the Water. This is a British-made shark movie from this year, filmed in the Dominican Republic, which sees 5 women trying to survive being out at sea whilst targeted by a bunch of sharks. £14.99 for this title today, and it carries a 15 certificate. To Kill a Mastermind next from 88 Films. This is a martial arts movie from the Shaw Brothers studio. This particular release comes with a limited slipcover with artwork by Sean Longmore, an incredible talent, plus 4 collectible art cards. £16.99 for this release, and it carries a 15 certificate. Red Sun next from Studio Canal. This is a spaghetti western from 1971 that's directed by Terence Young, and it stars Charles Bronson and Ursula Andress. This is about a train robbery where bandits take gold as well as an ancient Japanese sword that is meant as a gift for the US president. This is a re-release. You can still pick up the original from CEX for £8. £14.99 for this release today. The Shadow Boxer Part 2. This is also known as Spiritual Boxer Part 2 from 88 Films. This is a 1979 martial arts horror comedy about a pair of undertakers that use magic to transport the dead, which is tied in with Chinese folklore. However, their latest batch of deceased corpses proves to be tricky as one of the bodies is still alive. £16.99 for this one. Next is Knuckles, an animated TV series which aired on Paramount+. This features the voice talents of Idris Elba as Knuckles, Adam Pally as Wade Whipple, as well as Christopher Lloyd and Stockard Channing. £19.99 for this show, and it carries a 12 certificate. The Devil is a Part-Timer Season 2 Part 2 next. The Demon Lord Mao uses his powers for good and tries to build a world where humans and demons can live together in harmony. There are 12 episodes on this 2-disc release, and it comes in £39.99, and it carries a 12 certificate. Rent a Girlfriend Season 2 next. Shizuru is a girlfriend for rent, and Kazuya pays for her company. Other girls love Kazuya, but he has his heart set on his rental. This carries a 15 certificate, probably because of the masturbation scenes. £29.99 for this 12-episode 2-disc release. Next is The Golden Lotus. This is an erotic drama from 1974, which is released by 88 Films. This features Jackie Chan in an early film role. It's about a rich and powerful man and a poor woman who becomes one of his many wives. This is based on a 3,600-page novel and has a price tag of £16.99, and it carries an 18 certificate. Next is the 4K release of Mildred Pierce on the Criterion label. This is a film noir from 1945 that's directed by Michael Curtis. It stars Joan Crawford as a total character, with Anne Blythe playing her troublesome, demanding daughter Vida. This is priced at £29.99, and it carries a 12 certificate. The first one I'm picking up is A Cure for Wellness, a beautifully shot film from 2016. This one has a slipcover and they want £6 for it. So here is Curse of the Crimson Altar, which we saw earlier. It's been re-released by 88 Films, but here's the original. It's out of print and you can get it for a tenner in CEX. Here's Civil War, road movie from this year that I enjoyed. Stars Kirsten Dunst and Katie Spaney. You can pick this up for £12. Titans, the complete series, which is seasons 1 to 4, and this is the only way you can get seasons 3 and 4, and this one is priced at £50, and it does come with a slipcover. Here we have Doomwatch, which is the Screenbound Pictures release for £8. This one's getting an 88 films release at the end of the month, and that one will be priced at £16.99. Witchfinder General, again, this was re-released by 88 Films in March this year. Looks like people are upgrading their copies and trading in their old ones. £8 for this one. And here we have Picard, seasons 1, 2 and 3 in an oversized box. Why do they make these Blu-ray box sets the size of DVDs? Here we have The Sorcerers, another film re-released by 88 Films. I'm starting to see a pattern here. This one came out in 2014. The new one came out a month ago. £8 for this, £16.99 for the new one. And here is 1883, which is the Yellowstone spin-off TV show, and very good it is too. £10 for this 10-episode show. What's that, £1 an episode? And it's available with or without a slipcover for the same price. Hey everybody, welcome back. 3 items to show you today, one from Imprint Films, one from Eureka, and one from a very good friend. Let's crack on with it. Okay, I'm going to start off today with the lovely box set sent to me by Imprint Films. Thank you very much. It's of The Persuaders. There's going to be a link in the description below where you can order this from. Now this is the complete TV series, and I will show the box first, and then I'll talk about the show in a little bit of detail. So here's the box. On this side we have Roger Moore listed first and then Tony Curtis, but if we turn the box around, on this side we have Tony Curtis and then Roger Moore. This is the back, because when it comes we have this attached to it with a tiny blob of glue which you just peel away. It has all the extras listed. I'll put a picture up in the corner. You just peel that away and you can slide it in, and it's a good little reference to all the extras, but they are listed in the cases as well. On the side here we have silhouettes of the 2 characters, and on this side we have the characters themselves together. On the top we have the title, and underneath we have some specs. Now inside, that lovely hint. I love these. It just makes it feel a little bit extra special. One of the sturdiest, if not the sturdiest box you're ever likely to get in a box set. I've taken the contents out obviously, and I'll show you those in just a second. Like I said, just pop that in, takes no space up at all. Slide the lid back on. Lovely, lovely glossy finish to this box set. Okay, so The Persuaders. This is a British action adventure TV show which aired from September 1971 through to the end of February 1972. Now it stars Roger Moore and Tony Curtis, and their characters are essentially blackmailed into working together, solving crimes that are beyond the police's reach. You got Tony Curtis playing Danny Wilde. He's an American playboy who is self-made, and you got Roger Moore playing Lord Brett Sinclair. He's an English playboy, bit of a toff from a wealthy background, that kind of thing. Obviously they clash at first, having very similar and very big personalities. In fact, in the first episode, one of a few that's directed by Basil Dearden, they start off by having a bar fight, and as a result of that they are arrested and taken to a retired judge's house and given the option: you can either go to prison for 3 months or take the judge's offer and work for him solving cases. All of this, by the way, is orchestrated by that retired judge, and the judge is called Fulton, being played by Lawrence Naismith, who you may know from The Amazing Mr. Blunden, great film. He was the title character in that, which happened to be his final role. He was also Argus in Jason and the Argonauts, and he was also Professor Bromley in Valley of Grange. Anyway, I'm digressing. So Sinclair and Wilde, they choose to work for the judge, obviously, or there wouldn't be a TV show, and they put their charm and cunning to good work. Now there's reports that Roger and Tony didn't get along whilst filming this, mainly down to Tony Curtis's behaviour on set and his weakness for weed, allegedly. But their chemistry on screen is very good and believable. You wouldn't know. There's also a number of famous faces sprinkled throughout this TV series, the likes of the beautiful Susan George. You got Imogen Hassel, who unfortunately took her own life, aged just 38 years old, when her career started drying up. You got Andrew Keir, who you may know from Dracula Prince of Darkness or Blood from Mummy's Tomb. Annette Andre, who's worked with Roger before in the TV show The Saint. You've got Ian Hendry, who also starred in The Saint as well. Bernard Lee, who I mentioned just a couple of weeks ago, he starred in The Ship That Died a Shame, but is probably best known as M from the Bond films from 1962 through to 1979. You've also got Patrick Troughton. He was the second Doctor in Doctor Who, as well as starring in The Saint. You've got Susan Farmer, who was in Dracula Prince of Darkness, and she also appeared in The Saint as well. So a few of these actors were reused in TV shows and movies throughout their careers. There's also the brilliant Terry Thomas, love him. Susie Kendall, who was in Fear is the Key, which I showed on the 21st of August last year. Plus you got Peter Bowles, Joan Collins, Lionel Blair, Peter Sallis, and Denholm Elliott. See, like I said, many famous faces throughout. And a picture quality on this as if it was made yesterday. It was absolutely crystal clear. Well, it had been so far. I'm 3/4 of the way through the series. Now, each episode is around 52 minutes long, and there are 24 episodes overall. As for the 8 movies, well, they are basically 2 episodes cut together to make a feature film, which is a practice that's quite common on many a TV show. It's got an overall runtime of 33 hours, 49 minutes. Let's take a look inside. So on the cover, we have Lord Brett Sinclair, episodes 1 to 15. Inside, we have 4 discs. Each has a different image. And on the reverse of the cover, episode listing and all the extras as well. On case number 2, we have Tony Curtis's character Danny Wilde, episodes 16 through to 24. And on the inside, we have 3 discs, 5, 6 and 7. Each one has a different image. And on the reverse of this cover, we also have the same. We have the episode listing and all the extras. And in the final case, we have our 2 protagonists on the cover, and there are 8 movies over on 5 discs and extras as well, and it's all listed on the discs. Each one has a different image. And on the reverse of this cover, we have an image taken from the 2nd episode. And here we have a 120-page perfect bound book telling you all about the TV show in depth, as well as interviews with a TV historian. So there it is, all nice and snug inside. Put that lid on top. So that was The Persuaders. Thank you very much, Imprint Films. I am thoroughly enjoying this show, 3/4 of the way through. Can't wait to see how it ends. Okay, next film is from my very good friend Jamie Powell. Thank you very much. It is Pocketful of Miracles. It's an uplifting comedy from 1961 directed by Frank Capra. Now, he's the man behind Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, You Can't Take It With You, Mr. Deeds Goes to Town, and It's a Wonderful Life. Say no more, I'm sold. And this stars Betty Davis as Apple Annie. She's an alcoholic down on her luck woman who sells apples for pennies in New York City. One of her regular customers is Dave the Dude. He is a gangster who believes that his daily purchase of an apple from Annie brings him very good luck. Dave is played by 45-year-old Glenn Ford. Well, he buys his red apple from Annie and he meets Queenie Martin, who is trying to clear her father's debts. Queenie is played by 28-year-old Hope Lang. And I think you know where this is headed. Dave and Queenie obviously become lovers, despite that massive age gap. And Queenie is trying to pay off her father's debts in Dave's club as a singer. This all takes place during Prohibition, by the way. The movie has 2 plots running side by side. You've got Dave the Dude, who is aiming to take over the New York gangster territory, and you've got Apple Annie, who has a daughter living overseas who is planning to visit her, and she believes that Annie is rich and living in a posh apartment. And this is all a lie that Annie's told her. But Dave needs his daily apples from Annie, so he helps pull off this charade for her. This was a really fun film, especially when Annie is given the makeover. And it's got an ending as well. It's not unlike A Wonderful Life. Also stars Peter Falk as Dave's right-hand man, and you've also got Anne Margaret as Annie's daughter Louise. It's got a runtime of 2 hours, 17 minutes. This was a lot of fun, and it went by very quickly. Let's take a look inside. Well, the image on the disc is different to the one on the cover, and it's of Apple Annie on the streets for her friends selling her apples. There's also a 34-page booklet inside. So that was Pocketful of Miracles. Thank you very much, Jamie Powell. You, mate, are a star. Next and last is Laurel and Hardy, The Silent Years, 1927. Now, this is an incredible release. It does actually start off a little earlier, 1921, some 103 years ago, with a short called Lucky Dog. Stands down on his luck, and Oliver Hardy is a mugger with a gun. But I want to mention Neil Brand. He's put a lot of work into this with audio commentaries, music on some of the shorts, and there's also a brilliant interview with Neil talking about how Stan and Ollie teamed up and they fine-tuned their craft to become the double act that we all love today. Also, I want to mention Jared Griffiths. He's a fellow YouTuber. Told me all about Neil. Jared's seen Neil Brand twice live at the Talking Pictures TV event. What I'll do, I'll put a link in the description below to everybody's channel that I mentioned today. There's also audio commentaries from Patrick Vasey, who is the host of the Laurel and Hardy podcast, and Patrick is also the editor on the Laurel and Hardy magazine. Now, also on here, there's a 1926 short called 45 Minutes to Hollywood. It's a two-reeler, Stan and Ollie. Now, despite both being in the short, they don't actually appear on any scenes together. This short also features an animated cat and a mouse which run up Oliver Hardy's leg. Next, you've got Duck Soup from 1927, where Laurel and Hardy are tramps. Then you've got Slipping Wives, which stars Priscilla Dean, who was a big name back then. She made over 35 movies at this point. Then you got Love 'Em and Weep, again Stan and Ollie. They are not top billing, it's primarily a Mae Bush short. Also features Stan Finlayson, who also pops up in two more with Love and Hisses and Do Detectives Think. Now, James went on to work with Laurel and Hardy many times. You'll know he's a Scottish man with a big moustache. Now, this set includes 15 shorts, so I've listed a few but not all of them. The extras on this are worth the price alone. There's audio commentaries, there's a feature of Stan and Ollie's trip to the UK, which is very interesting. 2 Stan Laurel interviews, one in 1957, which is over an hour, just after Oliver Hardy's death that was, and the other one's from 1959, which is about 8 minutes, 8.5 minutes, plus there are many more extras. It's got a runtime of 315 minutes. Let's take a look inside. So the slip has a different image to the cover, and it says on this slip that this is a limited edition O-card slipcase. And I'm new to slipcovers. What is an O-card slipcase? Don't know. Anybody knows? Put it in the description below. This is a 2-disc set, and each disc has an image from one of the shorts. There is a 36-page booklet, and on the reverse of the cover there is a screenshot from the second 100 years. So that was Laurel and Hardy, The Silent Years, 1927. So that was it. Have you seen any of those? Do you plan to pick them up or just want to leave a comment? Then do so down below. I will read every single one and I'll try to reply if I have the time. Give the video a thumbs up, really does help the channel, and subscribe if you haven't. It's all free. Why wouldn't you? And on that note, all that's left to say is thank you so much for choosing my channel today and watching my video. Take care. I'll see you all in the next one.